Okay, guys, so here's just a video to give you a little bit more practical knowledge about implementing some perspective ideas in your work. This is called hanging figures from the horizon line. This is basically a way just to get kind of accurate perspective in your image, and will help you just to make sure things aren't looking kind of wonky or funky perspective wise in your art, and just kind of give an accurate feel to it. So it's basically just making perspective the same on all objects within a given composition. So usually I'll start, maybe this guy here can be our focal point. I'll usually set that up first. Okay. So now we want to put other people, other objects in this scene to help this be an accurate scene. So basically you want to decide where that horizon line is going to be. Do you want this to be a low angle, the camera lower along the ground, or high angle, or eye level? Let's just start with a simple eye level, since that's kind of the basic one first. So now we'll assume that this, character is about 6 feet tall. Okay, 6 feet there. So since that horizon line, we have an eye level horizon line, so meaning that the camera or the viewer is about at the eye level. So since the horizon line is going through that guy's eyes. So that means everything else in this scene, the horizon line should also pass to that same height. So we can have another character way off here in the distance. And if this character is about the same height as that guy, then now it will go through their heads as well. Okay. We can also put like a car over here as well. So we know a car, our eyes come a little bit above the top of a car, so we can throw a car in right here. Oops. Now that will be an accurate representation of the size of that car. Weirdly drawn car, but you get the idea there. Okay. So we'll just continue that out. So you could even put someone here in the foreground, but this is assuming that this person also, all these people have to be about the same height. So, but it will still work accurately in this scene to make sure they are all in there together. So we can then put, a roadway in here. And let's put some buildings over here on this side, so we're kind of, looking down the street. But we want to know where to put some markings on this building. Okay, so that means we know about the size of a doorway, so we can throw a doorway in here. Doorway will be a little bit bigger than a person, so that doorway will be about up there. So now, this doorway, all the people in this scene are existing in an accurate perspective world there together. Throw a little background in here. So now we have our street, our sidewalk, and everything should feel pretty accurate in here as you fill up this scene. Okay, you can continue to add, I'll just extend this outwards a little bit. If you put a garbage can in, that will be a little bit below there because a garbage can is shorter than a person as well. So that's kind of an eye level one. Let's do one that is a lower angle, because that's kind of where I use this more often. So we'll start with our character, our focal point. So now we got a lower angle, maybe not quite that low. So you got that horizon line. It's going through about the, knees of this character. So now if I want to use this, put another character here in the foreground, it should go about through the knees of this character as well. Again, and this is assuming that the ground is flat here. So if the ground slopes up or slopes down, which in reality it almost always will, one way or another. So that's why I worry about this kind of being a little bit more like an approximate. And if you say, oh, that looks a little bit off, you say, oh, that's because the ground sloped up or sloped downwards there. Put a little, some 1-point perspective. I'm going to put the vanishing point behind that character. So now we got a lower angle here. Put some street lines in here as well. Alright, so we can add some other people back here, but they should be, the horizon line should cross low across them. So you notice if I put like a guy right here, and that horizon line went through his waist, that would look off. It would look like he's sinking down into that roadway there. Especially if I put like his head here. It's like, what is this guy doing? This guy is like way lower than everyone else. So that's just going to look really weird. So we got the ground plane here. So you can see what they're all standing on right there. They're standing on that ground. Same thing again. What's another object we could add in here? Just trash can or whatever again. So it's going to cross along that lower part of the trash can as well. Okay, then if we want to put a building back here, I don't know what kind of building this is, a little house or something. This doorway, the horizon line should cross through this lower part of the doorway. Perspective is a little off on this house, but that's okay for this example. So that's kind of hanging it from the horizon line there. So the same thing will happen if you have a higher horizon looking down on people. So let's put this one up here. Let's just do it kind of a 1-point perspective. So we want it to be above a person's head. So now the horizon line is above this guy's head. So this one is a little trickier. So I say, look, okay, we're about 1 head height above or below that horizon line. So I can put another guy way back here in the distance, but he also has to be below there, about 1 head height. I can put someone closer up. If I decide how big that head is, it has to be about 1 head length below there. So now we're looking down on all these characters. We're looking down on that cast shadow, down on the ground plane here. And we could put like a wall back here. We're going to have a little, the doorway can come about up to that horizon line because the doorway is a little bit above this person's head. Put a carpet down here, floor plane. So now we're kind of looking down on this whole scene. But it's all relating all these guys, anything that you know about the height of, to that horizon line. So this is below the horizon line. This is the characters are mostly above the horizon line, and this is more of that eye level there.